Yes. Catch them unaware. Of course. I'll set the trap. I'll draw them in. You take their flank. Right. Hit them from two sides. It's us or them. Cut them down.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. So Irelia got buffed and her favorite item Blade of the Ruined King got buffed as well. So you guys know what that means? It is time for a guide. So Irelia's passive, when you use abilities on enemy champions or when you last hit minions, for example with your Q, then you get stacks of that passive. Every single stack is going to give you increased attack speed, and once that passive is fully stacked, then you also deal bonus magic damage. So it is a champion that has a lot of mixed damage in her kit, making it pretty hard to counter. So your goal here is to get this passive stacked up whenever you fight. Alright guys, before we continue, a quick word from today's sponsor. Raid Shadow Legends has taken over and gaming will never be the same again. Raid is the first game to bring a true console level experience to your phone. They set the bar high and there is no going back. Now I want to share with you my top favorite champions from Raid. Irelia. Irelia is a great support champion. She's useful everywhere, but especially in PvP thanks to her many turn meter manipulation skills. Satura Rhymeheart is your guide to getting through the Hydra and the Doom Tower. He can veil your team, increase the defense and put up block debuffs. There is a ton happening in Raid this month. New champions and a full schedule of special events such as the summer solstice called the Path of Light, where you can explore 3 branching paths to get the rewards you want the most, as well as some amazing new skins for Tronda Guild Mallet. But here is the main event. Raid is currently running a special Deliana Chase event where you can get your hands on the amazing Deliana, a brand new legendary champion from the High Elves faction. One of the strongest support champions in the game just by logging in. All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and July 20th and you will get Deliana for free. That's it guys, click my link in the description below or even scan the QR code here on the screen right now, which will get you unique bonuses worth $30. We are talking a free epic champion, Verges, 200k silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost and 1 ancient shard. And guess what, we are not done. All new players listen up, once you're in game, enter the promo code MyDeliana to get your hands on everything. Simple. Get 50 XP boost to instantly get your legendary hero Deliana to max level 50, as well as a ton of silver. Now thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. We have a fully stacked passive right now. And if you manage to trade well, then you can do stuff like this. So your Q is a single target damaging ability that also works as your mobility, and when you last hit minions with it, then you get a stack of the passive, and your Q also resets. So whenever you last hit anything, any low HP target, then the Q is going to reset. On top of that, it also works as your sustain. So you want to use it to heal back up, but also to get close to the enemy champion. So if possible, try to let them push in the wave. And keep the minions at low HP, because then you can constantly dash around, you know, and get close easily. Your E is another way of you to reset your Q, so you have 2 ways. The first method is by last hitting with your Q, because that is going to reset it. The second way is by Qing to a target that is marked. If you hit somebody with your E, they will be marked, and same thing for your ultimate. So that is the second way. And then we have the W, which is damage reduction against physical and magic damage, and the damage will get increased depending on how long you channel it. So it's very good for, you know, dodging or like lowering the damage of these super OP damaging abilities coming in. So what you want to do here is that you let the opponent push in. Early game can be a little bit rough, but this champion is extremely OP in the laning phase, so you just have to wait out the first couple levels. Keep the minions low HP like this here, because then it's a lot easier for you to like dash to them and heal back up. Also your Q also procs on hit, so a fully stacked passive will also get procced by your Q, so you actually benefit a lot from that bonus magic damage. And then you want to try to animation cancel your E, because you can use it while you're dashing with your Q. So you try to animation cancel it, meaning that it's a lot harder for the opponent to see it coming in. So just damage the minions and keep them low HP, because that allows you to stack that passive up really fast when needed. do be careful in the early game that you can actually run out of mana if you just spam your Q over and over. So this is what I like to do. Put the backline minions to a bit low HP here. And then you can use that to get close with. Okay, he had the barrier. That's okay. Also, the Q guys, or the W, the damage reduction also works against the towers. Which is pretty strong, but it does work, so abuse it when you can, because that allows you to tank a lot more than you would otherwise not be able to do. But we got the barrier out of the Corki. He tried to bait us. It's fine, he's losing this wave out, so we can just go ahead and reset. And now we will get some sustain. So the buff guys, they lowered the cooldown of your E, which is what you need to engage with. And they also made it so your Q has more sustain. On top of that, they also buffed the Blade of the Ruined King. So getting a lot more sustain now, and you also be able to engage a lot more frequently because they lowered the cooldown of this E ability. And it is AoE, your E is AoE, so if you hit multiple champions with it, you're going to stun all of them. But try to animation cancel your E inside your Q animation. Like this champion is very difficult to play, guys. You can also use your W like this, so you can like put a lot of minions to low HP at the same time. Now we have the ultimate up, so that's another AoE ability. When you hit a champion, it's going to spread, slowing them, and it will also mark them, as I said. Another thing they did is that every single time you put a pointer into this ability, it's going to permanently reduce the cooldown of your Q. So in the early game, it is pretty punishing to miss your Q, like if you don't get the last hit with it, because it will leave you immobile. But later on in the game, guys, like the cooldown of your Q is going to be so low because of ability haste and because of your ultimate basically also giving it ability haste. So it doesn't hurt that much if you miss it. We got his stash out. He still does have his flash up though. But he's playing it pretty safe. This champion is pretty hard to punish, that's why Corki is such a good champ. We got the flash out, nice. We just have to wait for the ignite so we have the finisher. Because his barrier is going to be up as well. Flash down on this guy and we're just letting the wave push in here, and then we can set up a wave at this side, so he has to walk up. I am running Presence of Mind. You don't have to do that because Triumph is also really good. But Presence of Mind can really help you get all that mana that you need. So if you want to push it really fast, just channel your W. And the wave is gonna disappear just like that. Like your wave clear is really good because you max out your W second. It does not only work as damage reduction, but the damage itself is also really insane. First item is always going to be Blade of the Ruined King because that is the absolute strongest one item power spike that you can get on those melee carries, bruisers like the Irelia, Jax and so on.
I did not light my Oma's lantern. I don't want her to see this slaughter.
And when you have that, that's why you really start coming online. But always try to hit your E because it's going to make it so your Q resets. So in this case we had to take out this W and then we can go all in. I'm gonna put these backline minions a bit low HP, like this, auto attacking them. Then we can use that to get close with really fast. And then use C first. And that way you can get a hit. But if he's really mobile, then of course it can be difficult landing a hit. We saw the jungler around here, but we do have another ward for that. We are pretty far up in CS though, so even though we are not really picking up any kills right now, we are still getting a lead for ourselves. So once again, putting the backline minions to low HP for a gap closer.
Be the leader they
Unfortunately, the Z was still here, so we ended up dying, but we got a kill. So it is a champion that can definitely go for tower dives pretty easily. And if you're really low HP, make sure that you use that W to like reduce the damage of the tower shots, because that also works. Now, I will also get tier 1 boots, but of course the first item we will be completing will be the Blade of the Ruined King. And this wave is crashing under his tower, so he's gonna lose a lot of CS as well. So I almost have a 30 CS lead, and a kill as well now. Another good thing, because the wave crashed on the tower, it's gonna push towards us. Then we can look for another freeze, and then we force him to walk up. And that's how you find those solo kills. So pull the wave to the side here. Don't let it crash on the tower. We also have a Shaco maybe coming in, maybe he's not. Oh, he was just about to yoink that kill. But you can see that DPS always try to fight for the fully stacked passive. And just Q to the minions and you're gonna heal up really fast, because you also proc the Vamp Scepter, the lifesteal item we have, as well as the sustain that you get from your Q. That will allow you to push out the waves really fast, while also healing back up to full. Okay, so he has the passive active. The barrier is down on Corki, so we can look for another engage, but I had to watch out for the jungler. We also want to take out his passive first. So he obviously wants to look for a roam when he has that up. I think the jungler's here. We got that out, easy bait. And the Zed was here as expected. He's gonna be here again probably. Let's see if we can make a play. Alright. His dashing ability is down. Flash down again. Now I just need to wait for the Ignite, because that's the easy way to secure the kills. That's why if you play him mid lane, Ignite is really good. Top lane you can go teleport as well. You can also do that mid. But you have much higher kill pressure if you're playing with Ignite. He's gonna try to gank top, I think, so we just keep pushing it out really fast. And in a couple seconds the wave is gone. So your ability to wave clear is pretty OP. He's topside, so I will go ahead and take a couple plates. Channel your W and try to hit the entire minion wave, because that's gonna put the minions to super low HP, so your Q can just one-shot it. Now we have enough gold for the Blade of the Ruined King and also some components. I am not sure what's happening bottom side, but it's looking good for us, so I am not complaining. For the boots, so the best Irelia player in the world, called Irelia King, he plays on the Korean server and he's a challenger player. He goes for the armor boots, or he goes for the CDR boots, so Lucidity boots. You can go for either. Lucidity boots is going to feel really nice for your cooldown, but armor boots makes you a lot tanky obviously, because you get armor. So if you're playing in a difficult matchup, or if you're playing against a lot of AD assassins and AD carries, then armor boots will be really nice.
The voices of my brothers still carry on the wind.
He's pretty low on mana, so you can just quickly W like this. You can just tap the wave. Luckily there was no ultimate on him, but you can go really ham with this champion. It is a champion that can easily outplay the opponent, because it's very hard to play, so the only thing that matters is your mastery on this champion. You have to put in a lot of games. And I'll point into ultimate because we are level 11. Meaning that the cooldown of your Q is going to be reduced by 1.5 seconds right now. So right now it's on 5.5 seconds and it's going to be lower when we get more ability haste and also when we get another point into that ultimate. The late game, it doesn't matter that much even if you miss a Q and does not get it to reset. W the entire way once again, allowing you to push it out really fast. Bam, we're gone, and you can go and reset. The build and stuff is the complete same for mid and top lane. Of course, itemized accordingly to the enemy champion. But in general, the build is the same. So we have a couple options when it comes to mythic item. Immortal Shield Bow is a high DPS focus build. This item right here gives you a lot of tankiness and also AoE damage. And then we have the Divine Sundra anti-tank. Playing against a lot of tanks, then Divine Sundra can be great. But these are the 3 mythic items you want to go for, nothing else. Remember, if you want to only insta-kill the backline minions, just tap the W. You don't have to hold it in. So? There's no stove. Can we get the gen? Probably not. So I'll just go ahead and push the bottom side out. We don't have the ultimate up yet. And at this point, your Q easily one-shots the backline minions, so you don't need to prepare them in advance. So that's really convenient for gap closing really fast without having to prepare the minion wave first. We should have the Kai'Sa go mid. Kai'Sa? Question mark? Why is she still hit it? Bot side? Got the tower, nice. Then we can just peace out. She can take the rest of this wave. If she went mid right now, she could have defended the tower and also picked up a cannon wave, but that's cool. So who's really fed? They are AD Assassin, Young is really fed. Armor is going to be super convenient against him. We're not gonna waste time trying to chase him because he can just W out. So we can zone him away from this wave instead, so he has to walk all the way around. Where did he go? Oh, he had to walk all the way around, so he lost an entire wave. So you don't always have to like chase for a kill. Now you don't have to prepare the backline minions anymore because we already have enough damage on the Q. Instant burst. And then we just heal back up from the minions. Have to watch out from incoming ganks though. So at this point in the game, usually want to go bot lane. But in this case, the Kai'Sa is not listening, so you don't really have a choice but should just keep going mid. The reason you want to go to side lane is because she's very strong as a split pusher. You have a lot more kill pressure. Because the lane is extended, so if you manage to get close to somebody, it's going to make it harder for them to escape. But your mobility is entirely depending on how many minions you have around you, because if you don't have any minions, then it's pretty hard to maneuver around.
None of them ever had a chance.
See, the damage is ridiculous. And it's also why you max out your W second. It is not only for the damage reduction, but the damage itself is also nuts. But do not underestimate the damage you can actually deal with a fully charged W. Oh no, that's a set coming in. Looks like I am toast. Well, not much we can do about that. That's a bit too many. And we don't really have minions that we can like dash to, so if you don't have that, then it can be pretty difficult to like maneuver around in fights. But the champion is really hard to master, guys, so don't get demotivated if you don't see success in the first couple of games, because you need 50, 100, 150, 200 games and so on to actually be able to play this champion super well. It is one of the hardest champions to master in League, so it is understandable if you're not seeing that success to begin with. But spend a lot of time on this champion if you like playing her, and you will be rewarded. Ooh, that's a Fade AD carry as well, okay. So that makes the game a lot more even, because top lane is winning, mid lane is winning, but their jungle and bot lane is winning. So we have two winning sides. We have Talia walking up, just warded. We still need to take down the tower here. So we want to take out his first dash. Bam. And then use W to reduce the damage of the towers. And it's also going to one-shot some of the minions just because we are maxing it second. We do have the Lulu with us, with the exhaust up, so maybe we can take down the Zed, but he does have armor pin. Need to take down the tower. The Zed is upside, so I can go ahead and push. That's a nice shot down. That's a godlike enemy jungler, Ripperonis. I need Kaiser to go mid lane, but this guy's not listening. So when that happens, honestly, you cannot do much about it. I'll be able to pressure a lot more if I was in the side lane. But do be patient with your E guys, like sometimes you can just wait out. You know, for them to use the dashes, sometimes they will be trying to dodge something that's not coming their way, and that... I intentionally did not use my Q right here because the Talia C was dropped down. We can actually go for this because the rip-off is spawning. Oh, whoa, 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 Lulu. Wait, what? I thought this guy was going to do something, but he shielded himself and he also did not exhaust ults. That's a pretty interesting bot lane we have. At this point and onwards, you can go for this stance. That's going to make you extremely tanky against everyone who does not have true damage. So that means the AD carry, the support, the mid laner, the jungle, and the top. That's going to make you super tanky, meaning that you'll be able to fight for longer than you would not be able to do if you did not have the death stance. And then you also have options like the Frozen Heart. And Frozen Heart is really OP right now, so that's something you should definitely be purchasing a lot. If they have a auto attack heavy team composition with a lot of AD champions, so in this case that's Jhin and the Zed. This champion is AP, like even if he goes AD, he still deals magic damage. They could be looking for the Baron, seems like they're not. They can just keep pushing top side. They're gonna go for the Drake most likely. Or just push out the top side, because this is how you really extend your lead. You know, Malphite with exhaust. Okay. Malphite with exhaust, that's pretty interesting. But the thing is, something like a Malphite is going to be extremely difficult for you to manage. Especially late on, because anything that will reduce your attack speed is a big counter to Irelia. Because almost all of your damage comes from auto-attacking, and if you cannot auto-attack, then no damage. Also, as you can see, hitting big monsters and enemy champions will make it so you can constantly refresh that passive. You don't need to keep using abilities. Oh, come on, bro. Finally goes down, okay. But also stuff like that can also be incredibly annoying. You are not escaping this time around. We are level 16, so now we have 2.5 seconds permanent cooldown on the Q. So now it's sitting on 3 seconds and 15. So that's a lot of permanent cooldown, meaning that even if you miss your Q in a fight, you're not completely doomed. So this change, they actually made that a long time ago, but that makes Irelia a lot easier to play. Actually still very hard, but that just makes it a bit easier now. He was standing against Mordekaiser's top lane, so he does not have any armor, besides from what he gets from his kit. Now they actually do have a decent amount of magic damage, so now we go into Witsend, which is another item that empowers the magic damaging part of our kit, on top of giving a lot of magic resistance, so we can tank something like the Corki, the Irelia, and so on. Oh wow, he did not finish up the mid. Interesting. Could have speeded me up. It's okay. Just auto attacking him to death, and you can see even though I missed my Q, even though I missed it, it's already up. Like, it's already back up. And then we can also heal up really fast because we have Blade of the Ruined King and lots of healing with the Q passive or the active. I see my Q did not reset, but it's already up. So this champion becomes extremely fun to play at this point in the game. But it's also where she is at the hardest. Like, her landing phase is pretty easy, straightforward to play, and pretty OP as well, but the hard part comes in during the later stages, where you don't constantly have minions around you to dash to. Because then suddenly you have to be really good at landing those E's and your ultimate. I'll go ahead and sell this, getting the components towards the Wit's End. Last item can be anything from Frozen Heart, Guardian Angel, Spirit, Visage, Force of Nature, depending on what you need. So itemize against whoever is fed, in this case 2 AD champions. Oh, he's going super ham. It's only worth it if he survives. Yeah, that's a Mordekaiser ultimate coming in. Okay, they got that under control. We should keep pushing mid side. They are chasing bot, but I'm not going for that. We want to play for the objectives. Malphite might TP. I don't know if he used it or not. But they are fighting bot side, so just go ahead and push this out. If you have a stack passive, then you can take down the towers insanely fast as well. Because you get so much attack speed. They could actually be trying... No, never mind. They're not. If we get tagged with that E of the Malphite, then there's not a lot of damage for us. But that's a bit too much damage. I went ham even though I did not have to. He needs to survive. Luckily that is AP Shaco as well, because if we have a 80 heavy team composition, he's gonna get away with stacking full armor. So now we need some more armor here. We can go for Guardian Angel, which would be really great. Their job right now is to defend the Baron, because when we respawn, we took down the inhibitor mid side. The top side is open. And the Drake is about to spawn, so we can really pressure them right now. They just have to survive. Guys are probably dead. Ripperonis. That's a 3-item gen. That's not something you want to mess with. Not right now at least, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the stopwatch. The component. Now I want to go bot side probably, mid and bot. Not really any point in going mid lane anymore because this wave is gonna constantly push. We want to pressure with the bottom side. If we can have the Kai'Sa as well.
Stay ready. There's no need to get
And the rest of our team. So Mordekaiser can just ult the jungler and then he's out of the game. And we just focus on whoever we can reach, but typically there has to be the squishy targets.
Father.
They're not going for the Baron, so that's huge.
Oh my. Oh.
I'm gonna ult him and take out his ult. So that's worth it. That's super worth it because now he does not have anything for teamfighting with. I am not as reliant on my ultimate as he is on his, because Malphite without ultimate does nothing in teamfights. He can tag people with E, but that's it.
Ours is the land
He does not have that engage. Oh, that is such a disaster, man. We did not miss that. We did not miss that. I'm gonna heal up from the monster here.
It's all in the footwork. Shut down.
That is a disaster. We missed that. But that's a 50-50, you know.
When no one's around, I just for myself.
Damn, just find a couple monster camps and then you can heal back up. We should go for the Baron now.
I did not light my own flame.
I can actually chase here, but we should go for the Baron and then we force them to come in. Because their jungle is dead and their top lane is dead as well, so we can actually go for it. Just need to take out the vision. And then I can engage on whoever is trying to come. Look at how low the cooldown on my Q is. 2.78. Just go for it. Please go for it. Right. Got the Baron, luckily. And we got the mid lane as well.
Them an inch, they'll take a kingdom.
The rip buff is spawning. I actually want it. I actually want the rip buff. I can do a lot with it and it's AP Shaco, but he might try to take it still. Okay, he's not, luckily. That also gives us some sustain, but this also makes it harder for people to escape from us. Still don't have enough gold for Guardian Angels, so I'll just stay without recalling. We are level 18. This is the late game stage for Irelia. She's not the strongest late game, but she can be. It all depends on your mechanics. Okay, there's a Corki coming in. You see, I missed the Qs, but the cooldown is so low that it's still going to come back up. Okay, we see two people mid and one bot side. I can do a 1 versus 2 probably. Just ult him. If he goes in, he just has to ult. You want to pressure in the side lanes. That's the easiest way. And the most effective one when you play split pushers. I'll fight the bot side. Zed is probably coming for me right now because I don't see him. He was mid for a short while, but we don't see him anymore. Nice, Corgi's down. Mordekaiser is pushing mid, so I just have to be patient. You just have to be patient. And he is toast. You become so tanky, and we also have the stopwatch. Make sure to use your W well. In this case, you would want to use it against the Zed's ultimate. Because it is not true damage, so you're gonna reduce a lot of the damage. And that is it. That is how to play Irelia, guys. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching and see you all next time.